What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Just ready to kick this week off. So if you are new here, Don with the Don Fran Show, I will go live Sundays and Tuesdays now. That's a new one. They'll also give you an update pre-recorded on Thursday, kind of hopefully guiding throughout the week, which what kind of looks like to be a boring week unless there's a surprise announcement. We get something kind of crazy. So if you, again, are new here, price action trader, on all of my streams, I'm going to go over the dollar, the Russell, the NASDAQ, the S&P. Now, I'll go over it in that order, so if we're on the Russell, there's no need to say, hey, could you check out the NASDAQ? Because you're in luck, it's actually going to be the next one. Every time. So, let's, I always forget to do this. I'm going to check the my Forex position. I don't remember if I tagged out or not on Friday. If you're familiar with my style, I will buy things or short things, and then I just trail. And then that's it. So I'm actually short the US dollar by going long the British pound US dollar. For people, that makes sense to you. Everyone else, probably not, because this is the British pound US dollar. That first one is the dominant pair. So to be long this is to be long the British pound, short the US dollar. And again, zone play right here. So right now I did not tag out. We got plenty of room. It is just barely in the red. So we took this type 1. I probably will add on if we do get down here as a type 2. So what my trades look like as it sits right now is long, stop loss below here, take profit. And I'm just roughing this out real quick because I don't give call outs. But if you were in the stream, I gave you the exact play. You'll just have to pay attention to all my videos. Not just some, not just 5 minutes and take anything out of context. You got to be there. If you remember this play though. So that's how I'll take this trade. So here's buy once, buy twice. Type 1, type 2. Now, a type 3, typically like that, it's on its way out the door. I don't like these. They suck. I bought a lot of these thinking it's a confirmation. It just comes right back down. It's just instantly red. I'd rather just take on the red right then and there. And, you know, in all of my trades, I'm going to be right or I'm going to be wrong. And it's time to get out or put my stop in the green, take that risk off the table. So I will do this. Now, the difference between what I'm doing and what you're doing is you're just adding on because you're down. This was all planned out before I ever clicked the buy button the first time. So my position size, everything, all according. If you actually go to this channel, Don Fran Trading, go to playlist, click this one. Just play it. It'll get you caught up. You'll understand these boxes that I'm drawing. This purple's a weekly box. This is a 4-hour or a daily. And it should all make sense to you at that point. So as it sits right now, we are still short the dollar. I wonder if that's going to bring it. That's a very bullish play on the dollar. I thought we'd just come down, you know, maybe once, twice more. I was going to play this move down. If this does get above this, I got to rethink that type 2 position. I'll give it here. We can break these. I don't want it breaking this previous one. At that point, the dollar's probably too bullish, and then we should be looking at possibly going down. Like, hey, did we just test this from the bottom? We go to a higher time frame. Sorry. You know, are we just bear flagging it up and coming on down? At that point, instead of taking this type 2, plans will change. I might just ride that one out and then go short. So something I do with my futures positions a lot. I haven't done it in Forex in some time. I have done it. But, so, now in futures it's easy. Because maybe you're buying one, so the math will be simple. Let's say this was a futures contract, and you bought one contract. You were long one contract. My stop out will be 2 contracts. So it'll automatically fill that, but then I'll automatically be short. I'll just already be short, and you know we're going. Be careful doing that. It is a lot easier said than done, because a lot of times you might just tag out and put yourself in a losing position. So make sure. Am I making a futures tutorial? Yeah. Click the buy button. What do you want on the futures tutorial? It's going to look like this. This is actually a futures contract right here. Market order would buy it. Boom. Now you're in it. You're a big person. You're trading futures now. Now you can tell everybody I am above PDT because, well, I don't need it. And I trade around the clock. I get to manage around the clock. Futures close for an hour a day. Unless you're in like coffee and weird stuff. But as far as these indexes go, close an hour a day. But seriously though, what tutorial were you looking for? What can we just answer really fast? I need to buy one right now. I did just buy the S&P though. We'll get to that. Debating on buying another one. This contract's actually M2K. I'm on the M2K M22. How can I zoom in on this? Guys, here's why you should just get TradeStation. There's what your charts look like. Regular, pretty basic chart. The green screens make them disappear. It's the M2K. It's this chart we're looking at right now. This is on the 15-minute time frame. You just click the trade in the top right. Let me just zoom in on this for you. Sorry, I don't like showing my account information. Hopefully you guys can understand that. All right. There we go. See those little toggles down there at the bottom? Right. Oh, this is backwards. That toggle right there, those little red letters, stop loss order. You just toggle that, put in your stop loss order, and then click go. You're going to buy. Stop loss is going to be in place. And then that's literally it. What's the best platform broker to trade futures and Forex? That I don't know. I trade TradeStation is what I use for stocks, options, and futures. And a lot of people in my mentorship chat have actually switched over. So ask anybody in the chat, do they like TradeStation? You'll know how much. You'll probably know what broker they were on before, depending on how excited they were. Because if they were on TOS, they love TradeStation. But as far as Forex goes, it's Wanda. I love interactive brokers. So many staff to F around. What? I've heard a lot of good stuff about interactive brokers. Just one of the very few platforms I have not used to speak on myself. Been trying to short SPY since Wednesday. Got spanked. That brings me up to some comments that I have, especially on my other channel. You guys, you got to be careful for comments. Because not everybody's bright. Was it this one? Hang on. You think the market's bottomed? Haha, that's hysterical. What's funny is a couple weeks ago he said that the S&P is going to be in the teens in 2 weeks. Just to be clear. Still not. It's weird. So let's actually talk about that. That's actually a great transition as we talk about these futures. Because right now, and we'll just give you a quick flash. Here's the Russell, here's the Nasdaq, here's the S&P. They kind of all share the same story. We're going to slow down and go through all those again. But we've had this crazy rally up, and this week on YouTube is probably going to be one of the harder weeks for me to explain to you guys. My mentorship has me every day throughout the day, so they have me in the chat. They have the nightly streams. That is the trading suite. If you go to the Teachable link. So not only is that a course, but you do get an invite to my chat. Don't I have it? Oh, right here. Yeah, so if you go to the donfrancho.teachable.com, it's in the description. There's all the videos. And then, again, watch your email because you will get an invite to my chat. But so there we can take it day by day. And YouTube is going to be a little bit harder because if you're going to try to short this market, like, do I think we're going to pull back? Like, well, I hope so. That sure would be nice. I would like to load up and buy some things. I got to take it light when we just trend up. Like, we joke about this in my mentorship chat. They canceled red candles. We saw this in 2020, too. It just kept going up. Pull back tomorrow? Hope so. Pull back Tuesday? Sure. Like, I hope one of these is a pullback. So, how do I say I'm looking for a pullback, but I am in long positions. Until that physical trend changes, until a red candle shows up, I am still long the market. You have to be. I took a red day was it last week? Was the week before? Friday? Anyway, took an actual red day. Another red, if I don't make $500, I call it a red day. To be clear, one of those red days was that. One of those red days was not that. It was definitely down. because I tried to go short, tried to fight this trend. And man, the biggest red candle we got was on a 15-minute. It was just like a wick later. Like, come on. So we've had a pretty impressive rally. We've not really, like, you can call that a pullback if you want. That's crap. That's nothing. That was, look at it, nothing. And we just came right back the next day like, oh, just kidding, we're going back up. Now, if we look at the expected move, we did price in a smaller move. And if you go back to, actually, this video right here, stock market expected move on this channel. So anytime you see this, I do this video every Saturday going over just that, charting them out. Excuse me. So we're pricing in not really a big move. So I'm kind of curious, does this hang out one more week? Now, the longer we hang out here, the more I will say just bullish. It's rejection until it's not. Again, this is the Russell. We should have seen a rejection like this. If the bears were going to show up, if the sellers were there, they would have been there. If people were going to take profit because they knew that or they were scared, it would have been here. But we're not seeing that right now. The sellers did show up at this level. And that's it. Buyers are picking it right back up, saying, you're not going to get me this time. I'm just going to buy more shares. So they're holding it. That's a sign of a continuation. But, you know, in the end, there's always two sides to the coin. This could just do that, you know, but what we'd like to see is just rejection. The trend was up, the trend is down. When it starts to hold, like, hey, we're not switching here, it starts to look like it's going to do that. Hopefully that in one day. But this is important talk we had with the mentorship. I'm pretty sure it was the mentorship chat. I don't think it was YouTube, but we talked about the stopwatch is a thing, right? Like the trend is up, the trend should be down. When we change that trend, we should be heading the other direction. So when it goes sideways like this, time does matter. Like, did we go sideways for 15 minutes, sideways for a few days? That's a sign of two things. Either A, we're gearing up for the next move, right? We're just loading that spring. Or B, no volume, no one cares, no one wants it. Now, in a low float crap stock, that's probably important because you don't want to be in it. In a popular, something like an index fund, you know, or a popular ticker, if volume's still the same, we're gearing up. Somebody's about to get smoked. They're holding that line. They're playing a great game of tug of war, but typically when they get exhausted, the victor's going for a victory lap. So I got to start to assume that might be for the next bullish run up. Again, let's say this changes overnight. Let's say it changes 15 minutes after the stream. I will be short. I'll have no problem going short. Welcome the short positions. But right now, I just wouldn't jump on the tracks and fight it. And be careful of people in the comments. I think it was a Michael wanted me to shout him out because he called the bottom. Like, congrats. And I don't say that sarcastically. I hope you did buy the bottom and you loaded up every penny. Huge shout out. But then there's other people in the comments that just think the market's going to be in the teens. Like, come on. Like, you just know those people aren't trading because there's no way not a single comment has ever been accurate. So it's hard for me to really read the trading comments in there. I like to talk to you guys and have a good time, but I can't take the trading advice. And be careful if you guys do too. I don't know if anybody's ever taken trading advice from the comments. It's kind of like arguing about politics on Facebook. No one's ever left that thinking, yeah, that guy was right. It's never happened. The output on bonds going into the market feels like 2008. I'm seeing a lot of people compare us to like a previous crash. Every time I buy Tesla because of a nice beta update, I get burned. The latest beta came out to my car this morning and was expanded into Canada also. It was very good on about 100 miles trip to. That's awesome. You buy Tesla because of that? I didn't mean to say it with that face, but like that's the reason you're buying Tesla stock. If 10-year gets to 250, should we buy tech? The people that I talk to, that's what they think. They're not worried about the dip buy until the 10-year got to the 2.5 mark. They manage 14 billion. Now, I'm not a bonds guy, and I don't ever pretend to be. But I'd like to assume he's got that. He's in charge of that much money, probably because he hasn't been wrong that much. That is he's a bond specialist. So I've heard what was it, Ross Gerber say the same thing. Some people with a lot of money are talking about the 2.5 on the 10-year. So I have an alert there. That's when I'll check things out. Ultimately, I will stick to my zones. Oh, not just the reason? Okay. As far as tech goes, man, sure would be cool if it pulled back. Let's pull up the week. So when we're talking about these purple boxes, they are weekly zones, and we did just get above it. So even pulling back this week, if we don't get back below this, a pullback into that purple zone is probably just ultimately nothing. Hopefully got an intraday short position. For futures, that could be thousands. So if you futures traders out there, I would look to that. Shorting the euro, more bullish on that than shorting SPY. Okay, I'll have to look at it. For the whole week, if we only just pulled back into here, the weekly trend is still up, and until that breaks, that was actually still just a dip buy. Man, I've already been burned enough. The fact that I even take a red day, that literally annoys the crap out of me. I don't like taking losses. They do come, they happen all the time. But when you just jump on the tracks and just get mowed over, I don't know why anybody's ever surprised when they do that. But I definitely did, and it just makes it like, typically I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to short that right into here because I do trade futures, and that would be a decent chunk of money. I'm just not. I'm going to wait. I'm going to buy it right here, and now if that switches, or if that breaks, I'll switch gears. I will go short because where I really looking at, I'll set an alert, but it's a really irrelevant alert for me. I'll know right when it hits that. This yellow zone, now we're talking about the same yellow zone on the S&P, is where I'm looking for a dip buy. So just know that if there's a flash, well, hopefully it happens before I can get in. If there's just a crash, we drop another 20%, just know that I took a pretty solid L in these yellow zones because I'm buying that bright red candle or not. What level are you aggressively short QQQ? Sorry about that. Aggressively, I would be short if it breaks this purple zone. Now, up here on, so this is the daily time frame, I'll start getting in short. If it ends up being a wick, how I trade futures again is I do put my stop in the green, so hopefully that correlates to you guys as well. Don't listen to, when I say I'm going to short it right here, because I am, and I've had plenty of people, and this really angers me, this like really pisses me off, because I'll say like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and short this, and it'll be a wick. And I will have made money on that. And then, hey, I guess it's time to, you know, it was a wick, it was rejection, we kept it going, everything's, we're just right back long. People just don't get how to put their stop in place. They don't trail it up. If you don't trade like me, then why even pretend to take half of a sentence of mine and do it? So what I'll end up doing is I'll go short here. It pops down. I'll put my stop in the green. Now, if it continues, I will start adding on. It'll be a pretty decent position, but I'm not just going to jump just out of the gates. You just cannonball right into short positions. By the time it gets to here, that will be a great trade, provided I don't tag out any choppiness. But I just want to caution you guys, because let's say we're a red candle right here, 5 hours to go left in like a daily candle. That 5 hours could rally that thing right back up, change the whole look of that daily candle. Good call on Bitcoin. Are you long? You should watch my other videos. Just kidding. Yes, I'm not selling crypto. All I do is buy it. Bitcoin, Ethereum. I will say, aside from that video I just put out about Bitcoin where it's time to buy Bitcoin again, I said I wasn't going to add on Cardano, or maybe I was a little bit. I am going to add in probably a decent chunk of Cardano. Real quick to everybody else, as far as Bitcoin and Ethereum, I buy them every week. So to explain to you guys, I buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, put money in a savings account. That's money in the broker account. So when we do get those serious dips, I roll that into it. I rolled all of it into the Bitcoin and Ethereum over the last week or two. So hopefully we get rolling. I don't mind if that thing goes up. Don saying he doesn't like taking red days makes me so sad. It's a win for me if I only take a 20% loss. Why is that a win? That is never a win. 20% loss on what? Diamond hands. Again, guys, crypto is still in its infancy stage. It doesn't make sense to trade it in my mind. There's a lot of fees, a lot of volatility. I like the big ones that stand out. because there's thousands of them. And in the end, let's say there's a giant movement and we just delete the dollar, we delete the British pound, all of it. There's 5 or 6 that'll probably make it through that. I'm just hoping I'm in the 5 or 6 that are in that. So I want to be spread out. Hopefully I don't take too many losses. If I buy just a wrong coin. But I am just buy and holding as far as crypto goes. So yeah, if it takes an 85% crash, which would, in my opinion, not be bad. Bitcoin and Ethereum have both done that. That's when you buy. Like the S&P dropping 50%, that's when you buy. When Bitcoin crashes 85%, that's when you back up the truck. Like, hey, that's cool. I sold everything. You remember that cartoon character, Doug? All he had was like cargo shorts and I think it was like a vest. That was his closet. That would be my closet. That would be it. I'd wear one outfit. You guys would assume this is just a YouTube uniform that I wear. And that'd be it. I would put everything into it. And I'd either be homeless or I would have to get 100,000 subscribers to live off YouTube income. So anyway, not much to break down here as far as the cues go. Across the board, we're pricing in a nothing week. So a little bit of up, a little bit of down. We'll have a red day, we'll have a green day, which you guys might mock that and think that, of course. But there's just no real like catalyst or excitement. The thing is, and watch this other video. Again, it's Don Fran Trading. We're on Don Fran Show, no spaces. But watch this and you'll see the moves that I did chart out. Because when we do price in a smaller move like this is where things get volatile. So it's not to say that we can't, but when we do, or if we do, things will get spicy outside of here. We'll help you get more subscribers, don't worry. I don't think I'll ever even get 20,000. It all stands the same, though. At 100,000, I'm just going to go live, open to close. Every day. Come here for the jokes. I wish I was a comedian. Maybe I said something funny, though. What do you think about Tilray? Let's talk about some jokes. Let's finish up the market. What do you think about Tilray? Weed is going for legalization this coming week, so we can run a lot. I know a lot of broke people that thought that in the beginning. Really burned me out too. I'll get to that as soon as I wrap this up. Again, as far as the S&P, we're just hitting this weekly zone. Here's that yellow zone I told you guys. Now, just setting alerts so you guys can see. That is what I do. That alert will go off on my watch, and I will buy. For some reason, if I don't already know it's coming into that. That would be a good week if we hit that. That'd be great. I bet this week's choppy, though. Let's talk about yoga pants. Check out the VIX. Makes sense for a market pullback. After this, I swear we're talking. All I'm going to tell you guys is I called out this Head and Shoulders. Okay? Called it. Man. I'll have to pull up the clip for you guys. Not that I would ever actually... I didn't play this at all, but I do talk about Head and Shoulders. And what I don't care for, guys, is people that do this. Head and Shoulders, because they'll probably draw it right here. They'll have a whole bunch. They'll just never pan out. Then they'll delete them and just pretend they never mentioned it. It's an easy sell as far as patterns go. But if there's ever a time I'm even going to entertain a Head and Shoulders, it needs to look like this. Now, when I drew these lines, these candles weren't here. I forget where we were at on this part, but I was thinking, hey, if there's going to be a Head and Shoulders, it will be a picture perfect. I will have to say, hey, there's a Head and Shoulders, and not a single one of you draw anything different than that. And then it just broke down, and it just continued. So the Head and Shoulders spiel, actually, I'm going to leave it there for a lesson later. I don't really care, but it's patterns like this that will show up in a course later and get you to believe they actually work out. And then they'll talk about this. What they'll draw is some stupid, like... I don't mean to say stupid, but they'll draw like just random squiggly lines, and you gotta be just, what's it, 3 sheets into the wind, drunk. You gotta like put your head on a bat, do 30 spins, and then get punched in the face, and then you'll probably finally see it, or just not. You'll just agree with the person in the chat. I don't care for that. So you think it makes sense for the market to pull back because of the VIX? The VIX is it's a fear rating. Like the Rona first came out, sent the VIX up. Rona comes out again. Like, that's cool. The scary movie never really is that scary the second time you watch it. So we need a new excuse if we're going to send the VIX up. I don't know if I would talk about it. I assume you think the market's going to pull back and this is going to push up. And maybe. This is not the inverse of the SPY. If anyone, whoever you're watching, ever does say that, I'd probably just unsubscribe. Because unless they just admit to you that they're new and they have no idea what they're talking about, when people say this is the inverse of SPY, I automatically know I don't need to watch anything they say ever again. And I don't say that sarcastically. I don't listen to the radio. I do like watching other YouTubers. It kind of gives me a good idea. It kind of helps me answer questions for you guys. But it's not an inverse. Can we zone out the VIX like a stock? No, it's not really worth it. You can. I have a line here because as far as the VIX go, guys, your next candle is going to be red or green. When the VIX is high, it's going to be a big green or a big red. When it's low, it's going to be a little one. All that is a light switch. Hey, time to be a little extra alert. What's going on? The VIX futures contract is not a cheap one. You're not that you can buy futures on Robinhood. There's not a single Robinhood trader buying the VIX contracts. That's the big boy stuff. So when I do see that getting bought up, I do question, why are they hedging it with the VIX? Something to keep an eye out. Do you know why people would think the VIX is the inverse of SPY? I know a lot of popular YouTubers with a lot more subscribers than I do that say that. I would probably have to equate it to that. And yeah, I don't think they know what they're talking about at all. All right, so Tilray. So weed's pushing up. Why this got me so burnt out? So I do have a Facebook, and I'll add you guys on. I don't care. Just know that I suck at social media. I have an Instagram. I have a Twitter. I really promised to be more on Twitter, and that was like awesome for a week. Still gonna try. But this really burnt me out because everyone was like, "Hey Don, I know you do stocks. I'm getting into stocks too." I'm like, "Oh, tell me what you're in." I think pot's gonna be a big sector. I'm like, oh, I can only imagine. I know a guy. Sorry, it's actually a friend of mine. We day traded it right here. I did, at least. He goes, this thing's going to the moon. It was going parabolic. I did buy it. It was up like $40 a share in like nothing but 2 minutes flat. So I put my stop in the green. He's like, no, this thing's going. He's in somewhere up here. Held it all the way back down. Next thing you know, stock market's a scam. It's not for him. Pot stocks just bled off. And this whole time, all I heard was it's going to be legal. Well, you heard all the excuses. You just said one right now. You also heard, real quick while we're on this subject, remember the whole legalization of online sports betting? All the same. People come in, think they got this niche in the market. They got the answers figured out. They know something the other people don't. And if you've heard of it, I promise you, and I don't say this sarcastically, I'm being serious when I say this. If you heard it, it's either A, insider trading and illegal, or B, everyone knows it. And you get to ask yourself, which one of those is it? I'm going to lean on probably more on the everyone knows it thing. And if everyone cared, it probably wouldn't look like this. There is a little spike right here, some little short-term hype. Maybe retail's just buying it up because of that. I don't know what state. So I know weed's not legal in the state I live in. They hope it's going to be legal in the state next to us, which is Kansas. One more state over is Colorado. It's legal there. So I don't doubt they're making moves. I think Tilray is one of the more popular ones. So when there is hype, that's a popular one to go to. But for now, I just wouldn't worry about it. I would ride the short-term trend. Whatever catalyst they want to talk about on Twitter or Reddit, by all means, let the stock twits guys just turbo type their little fingers away. I just wouldn't care. As long as they're buying it, they're going to buy it higher than I do to drive that bid up so that I can sell higher than I bought it. That's really all I would care for. So if I was in this, I would just put my stop, 745. And that'd be it. Every green day is just cool. I'm just going to move my stop up and let it go. Comparing Pin and DraftKings to weed. One has April. Oh yeah, 420. That's the reason to buy this. 420. The same reason you should have bought Pin and DraftKings, because of the Super Bowl. Thank you for Vinay. As it sits right now, why does this spike look any different than all the rest of these? Get some excitement, and it pulls back. So I hope you're making money in this. Don't take any of this wrong. The whole idea is to make more money. You want to click your thumbs a couple times, poof, more money's in your account. And if you make it around long enough, that's how this actually works. I don't know, I joke a lot, but I'm dead serious when I say it. If the stock goes from the top left to the lower right, that's probably your first sign that... that's probably the first thing you should question as to why are you the one buying this? IPI uptrend, left to right chart. Okay, let's check it out. My neighbor smokes it and stinks. Not a fan. I guess that's bearish. Catch up on the chat. I only have a money-making bias. Exactly. You have an income bias, not a directional bias. If it looks like it's going down, why wouldn't you short it? Now, let's be honest. I took a loss last week shorting Alibaba right here. Because, one, I didn't wait for it to hit the zone, but it goes from the top left to the lower right. Yes, the worst case scenario is that's the actual bottom. And Tilray could do the exact same thing, and I could just look like a clown. But you know what I'll end up doing? I'll probably still make more money on Tilray. Because when it pulls back, shows off a higher low, and I see something come in, I'll get into it. Let's say it were to pull back to here. Now, I see a zone right here, so that's where I buy. You know, let's just grab that real quick. Hang on. Before I draw it out, we need to... Okay. Let's say I waited for it to pull back right here. I bought it. Here's what my trade would look like. I would stop out at probably $6.85. 85 cents is just something I do. That's my mark. I'll even take the type 1 for you guys. Or be... yeah, no need to not be crazy with it. Alright, pulls back to there. Now, I'll get in here, I'll stop out here, so if it does continue to head south, I lost a couple bucks. Look at the risk I took on buying that. Next to none. Or it bounces. Now, because you have diamond hands, well, wherever your position is, you rode it up, you rode it down. All I did was get on the train once it showed off we're headed up. And so I did buy the bottom. There's one person that said, I called out the bottom. And he's been calling the bottom every time, taking on loss after loss after loss. I didn't worry about the bottom penny. I worried, as far as the train going from 0 to 100, I worried about getting on at 10 and at least riding it to 90. That's a crazy trade. You don't have to go from 1 to 100. You just need to be on the train as it's going. The more you can, the more you'll make. And that's it. Alright, what was it? IPI? Who bought? Anybody buy this? What's up? Come on. You gotta be careful, because this is not Daddy's work. This is actually YouTube now. But I already know what they're gonna ask. Is this gonna be green or red tomorrow?
Green.
Okay. What about this one? Green or red?
Green.
Oh, we're just green across the board? Is this one going to go up or down? Are we going to leave this yellow box and go to this yellow box or this yellow box? Top or bottom? You don't know? We're just indecisive. So we got another week of sideways. Okay. YouTube shouldn't get oracles. You do have to get out. I'm not allowed to have little kids on this one. You can come back. We're almost done, and then you can come back to the next one, okay? What? Well, when I'm done with this one. I gotta work. I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. You gotta get back. Okay? I'll come get it here in a little bit. You can when I'm done with this one, okay? It was IPI. Sorry, they do come out and help out the mentorship. Oddly enough, never apologize for... Oh, well, it's the whole YouTube policy. I don't know how they are on a little random one showing up. That is my daughter, by the way. Awkwardly enough, she's never been wrong. She made 50... Can I say she made $1,500? She made some money the other day because she said Tesla was going to go up. So I said, well, I'm going to buy a $4,000 contract. Let's see. Her shoulders went up. It means the market will be up. That'd be funny. As far as IPI, if you guys ever see, so far, if you are a YouTube member of mine, so that way, yeah, the join button next to subscribe, if you click that, you guys do get my charts, so you guys should have all these lines. When you see these two blue lines, what we're talking about is this right here. Like, we pulled back, and we were inside for a little bit. The getting above and closing above, that right there should have been your signal to go long. And if we went below, it'd be your signal to go short. So if I'm in this, I would just put my feet up on the desk. My stop would be 80... I'd say 85.45, and I would just ride that till the wheels fell off. That's going to tag out or just keep rolling, and I'm good. Do you have advice for your 24-year-old self on kids? They're just kids, and kids shouldn't have kids. So you gave up the whole partying life when you had a kid. Kids come first. Plus, I don't know if you're out there partying or not, but enjoy it. Enjoy the kids. They're kids. They're going to write on your walls. They're going to cry a lot. Man, my kids sometimes, they just rotate crying. You guys kids ever do that? It's like one gets tired, so the other one be like, don't worry, I'll keep dad stressed. I'll start crying. Like, come on. Don't let that get to you. Yeah, 85.45 would be my stop on that. Kind of looks like another pin it up, though. She has her mother's good looks. Shouldn't have mine. Tag team grind. It's a thing. I swear these kids are just like, what can we do to keep dad up? I wouldn't call it choppy. I'd say it's gearing up, looks like. Now I understand Don's daughter is his oracle. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. The oracles. That's what we're talking about. LXU.
Someone's at the front door.
That looks like it might be pulling back. So here's how it's normal. It's a normal climb up, and then we just kind of go vertical. At that point, I'm thinking, when are we going to get another sharp move down like this? Kind of looks like we're already starting. If I was looking to buy the dip on this, it would be right here. One more right here, but after that, I'd let it go. We're out. Do you have a Google doorbell? Those are awesome. Ring doorbell. We've got 15 minutes left. So everyone, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. I don't harp on it or preach or tell you guys I have a course every 5 seconds, because you guys should, one, already know. B, just do it for me. This is a reminder. And then type in a ticker you want me to, if you want my opinion on it. Did you see BKKT and BBig running tomorrow with Bitcoin? Does BBig doesn't run with Bitcoin, does it? I'm in BBig. Hitting the like helps the channel a lot. I think hitting the subscribe button might help the channel. I've been at 17,000 forever. I thought I'd be at 100,000 a lot sooner, but I don't hype things up or show off my cars. So, and I've called a fair amount of people stupid. So I'm convinced that might not ever happen. But we'll do this all day if I ever get there. At that point, I think we break down all 7,000 tickers. Roku. Man, if you're long this, I wouldn't want this break. Looks like momentum's starting to die out. 117.35 is where I'd be out. Possibly even shorted into that zone. And at that point, if I wasn't in it, maybe you catch a knife here in that zone. If I was already short this, I'd put my stop in place and just let it play out. Because how many times am I going to knock on that door before it drops down to that next zone? That $100 mark breaks again. It's not going to look good for Roku. Hang on. Thanks for charting. Your trading channel is free or need to get a your trading channel. That you're on my trading channel. If you're a YouTube member, you'll actually get my TradingView link, so you'll have every yellow line or every line I have on there. No, it's not a stupid question. I'll post a link in the community tab. You can copy that and actually load it. So you'll load the March 2022, and it's all my lines. Do I see what's BKKT? Well, Bitcoin's kind of moved. Does this correlate with Bitcoin at all? I'm going to assume it's a crypto play if you're saying that, but I would hope Bitcoin's moving and this moves up too, and you can just put your stop at 645 and call it a day. Be Big is something I sell contracts on, so I've been enjoying this. That is gearing up. The way it's holding this mark is starting to move up. That did have another one right here. I don't know. If people start talking about Bitcoin again, or not Bitcoin, Be Big again. I don't. Usually, my friends can't wait to text me about it. Usually, there's the Cryptide vote. There's the Cryptide spin-off. So for every 10 shares you have of this, you're gonna get TYDE. It's not one yet. So kind of like a dividend payout. They're not going to change the ticker. You just get extra, and then the shorts are going to have to foot that bill. So a lot of people think there's going to be a short squeeze on this because of that, but it just keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. So every time there's like a pump, and then it comes back down, but it raises the options premium up a lot. So I don't mind it, but I'm not in very many crap plays like this. He doesn't want to know my watch list. What's the Bitcoin news? I don't know. Yeah, what's up, Puffus? They're unicorn lines. That's what they're called. They're not even zones anymore. Be Big because of NFT. I don't really know the news. I just watched a lot of people flock into it. I originally got into this because a buddy of mine is in this deep. He just whole accounts from one account to the next, grew his account awesomely, and he's in a horrible position in this. Just hanging out waiting. And so I said, dude, I'm going to physically show you how to do this. So I got in, started selling contracts against it. He never did. So Be Big's actually been in a literally like an awesome play, but Be Big burned you. Never again. Maybe. If you hit 100K subs, I'm still around. I expect you to break down my entire watch list. Well, I'll have all day, so that's fine. Plus, they're probably all the same thing. Alright, Home Depot. Man, what a... Lumber's not going down, is it? For the dividend players out there, this might be one to keep an eye on. Hang on, I would set my alert at this low right here. Yeah, buyers have been aggressively buying it right here. Man, we're almost there. The $300 mark. I'm going to take a stab at it right there. So what that alert means, again, my watch is going to vibrate. It's going to say your alert on Home Depot is going off. I'm going to pull my phone out of my pocket, and I'm going to buy Home Depot. That's how it works. I usually don't spend all day sticking around looking at charts. It's one of the pros of not having 100,000 subscribers, is that I won't have to do that. If that breaks, though, I wouldn't care about Home Depot until the 250 mark. I don't want that turning around, though, as a matter of fact. I think I need Home Depot in the investment account. I like it for that. Charge point. Someone called out DWAC. Have you guys heard about Elon thinking about starting his own social media platform? Because he's annoyed at how much big tech is cutting. It's no secret. Like, if you are far left, you can say whatever you want on social media. If you're far right, you're a terrorist. No secret there. You're in Facebook jail. I've never been in, but I see people complain about it all the time. But Elon's not a fan of censoring, so he's thinking about starting his own. Some people are saying he should just buy Twitter, or he should just start his own. But he wants everything to be open source, so there's no like hidden algorithms anymore. Like, no one knows what the YouTube algorithm is. We could just game it and play it. So he's actually thinking about that. And I wonder if that just smokes everybody in the DWAC play, or what's up with that. He should buy Twitter. He should buy Twitter and delete it. I'm not a big fan either. Like, I get there's stupid people out there, but at what point being stupid's not a crime? Wouldn't I would not be opposed to that bill though. But just because you're saying something on social media, it's not true. Doesn't mean you should be censored for it. I don't think. If the numbnuts are following you, believing every word you say without doing any of their own, then hey, we'll let that problem sort itself out. Hey, you should drink what's inside your battery. You ever thought about licking an outlet? And at that point, we got this problem solved. We'll let genetics take over after that. He was complaining about it, not sure what. His reply was, I'm giving it serious thought. Alright, let's break down some tickers real quick. Charge point. I really wouldn't be bullish till it gets above that. And I'd be careful. If I'm in that, my stop would be 1785. Facebook. He should leave Facebook alone. Because I have a lot in Facebook. What's Lulu doing? Other than just trending down. Man, that looks like a very consistent, just lower lows, lower highs pattern. This almost looks like the bottom. I won't say the bottom dollar, but man, there's a significant amount of buyers right here at this level. Very polarizing level. Getting below that, and I would not be in this. What I would look for now is a break above this. So we get above that, I'd say we're bullish. We get up to it, I'd say we're at least horizontal. We need to at least get to that zone. I'll fill it in for you guys. Getting to this, I'd say, is impressive. That's your first sign. At least the trend down is done. We don't even hit that. We come back and we're testing this again. I'd say we're gearing up to break that zone, and that's something I just wouldn't want. I certainly wouldn't want to be long it. If I was long, I don't know. I could probably give it the benefit of the doubt until, yeah, 308.85. If it gets above 321. What do I think about Mullen? Big volume, 500 million. A lot of people are talking about it. I think they're about to get wrecked. Home Depot or Starbucks long term? Home Depot. Starbucks is a very close second, though. I'm begging you, Roblox. We'll do Roblox. That level in general probably gonna be a tough one. Just support resistance. Yeah, the 325 mark probably be your Roblox or Roblox. I don't know. It needs to just not turn around right now. It needs to have at least a solid Monday or something to get up to that. Roblox. I guess Pelosi is going to take that L. I'm surprised unless they're just going to turn this thing around. Yeah, I just didn't care about it below this. If you're going to give it another chance and you think you're going to hold that, I'd buy it right now with a stop at 44.85. And that'd be it. So what I just told you guys is that if you're going to do it, this is what I would do. Right there. That's what it would look like. Not... Some of you guys would love to just talk a big game and say this right here. But that's going to be a mental stop loss. I'm going to be saying, hey, Don, what should we do with Roblox? You'll ask me that question right about there at the $2,800 mark, or $28 when it just makes another low. Don't be that guy. That's what stops are for. That's all the wiggle room I'd give that one too. Plus the extra contracts? Okay. What was it? NUL in. Everybody's... oh, they're already getting smoked. Cool. Probably on its way down. I get a lot of people were talking about this. It's hard to zone out crap plays like this. This was a momentum ticker, and everyone was talking about they're going to get this grant for 400 something million from the government. The literal writing of the government grant was, you can't talk about what you're going to do as a company after the money. You need to tell us why you're profitable, why you can make it before, and then if you're good, you're a good candidate for this. But everyone's like, no, they're going to get that money, and they're going to be such a great company, and that's not how it works. And I wonder if it's just coming to light. That was just the catalyst that brought everything up. Maybe it gaps above this. I wouldn't worry about any fundamentals at all. The only thing I would do is momentum trade this. So on a gap up, that'll get everybody excited because all of a sudden the bullish reasons will come out. If it gaps down, the bullish reasons go away and all the bearish people come out. I would just play the sentiment at the time on this. But as far as my thoughts, it's just a momentum ticker. Affirm. I don't think that's a ticker. AFR MMMMMMMM. What do you think about big volume? Nothing really. When are you moving to California? That's hilarious. We need those sweet capital gains taxes from you? No. I would never move to California. Can you imagine that? I wouldn't get along with anybody. Have you seen the way I dress? I can't dress like this in California. Like, who's this scrub? And then I would probably have to start fighting people. And no way I'd want to pay all this. This looks just like Roblox. What are these guys? They using Affirm to pay? Where's the overlay? We're on. What are they just? They're in the same basket? What'd you buy today? Affirm or Roblox? Oh, I bought Affirm. You in Roblox? Yeah. Oh, so we both had a 2% day. The exact same play. Like, nothing changes. We're at the bottom of that blue zone. That's literally it. Maybe I'd give it 38.85, and that'd be it. Thoughts on the housing market? What about it? We're not going to crash. Too much demand. Too much demand. Interest rates are rising. For everybody, I am a real estate agent as well, so it's something I do. We'll have enough demand to just absorb anything. Now, as interest rates rise, the buying power does go less. So if you're in a, what's it, an average? I'm trying to think of the word. There's average income housing. Why can I not word this? For me in this area, it's like 300,000. Now, as interest rates go up, people can afford less, so that buying pool gets affected. Anything of the higher end, no, not really. You're not going to see a difference at all. A lot of houses being bought right now, like my last couple clients were Open Door. It's still just companies, BlackRock, buying stuff up. Use the Affirm chart posted in main chat. Give me 1 second. It's probably going to be funny. We partnered with Amazon. You can buy now and pay later. We actually did not partner with Amazon, and no one's actually paying at all. Well, I don't typically do a deep dive on fundamentals, but there you have it. And that's what you get in the mentorship chat. Medium housing. Yeah, that if there's going to be anything, it would just be that, and their buying pool is going to be smaller because they people. What I've been warning about in this market is people are not buying. They're not buying a house. They're not buying their interest rate. They're buying their monthly payment, and that's what's allowed housing prices to go up as much as they have. Because let's say I'm going to buy this house, my mortgage is going to be $2,000 a month. As interest rates drop, that person can still buy my house for $2,000 a month, but I get to raise my price every time they drop interest rates. That's exactly what they did. Problem is, it just kept going up. Lumber's going up, so new house construction sucks. So now the demand is still there, and people are just buying all these houses. So again, when they do it, the people that kept wanting to wait for a crash, like they get to buy less house with the same amount of money. But I think we'll absorb it all. There won't be a market crash. And don't talk about 2008. That'll never happen again. Anybody that knows anything about real estate knows that's not going to happen. We put laws in place specifically to make sure that doesn't happen. Make sure you like and subscribe. Keep this market green. Yeah, if you want some good karma. Did we actually delete the red candles? We got a red one right now as we speak. We'll see. Anyway, I do have to get to my mentorship group. So, ETM or WM. Waste management. Waste management. He's already said, no, before he goes. You have to pry my house off my dead body. Excellent take on the market. I showed a house today, 20 showings, 3 offers. Nice. Why only 3? Something wrong with it? We wear flip-flops to weddings in California. Yeah, there's like those little weird sand thong things. Anyway, I appreciate everybody for showing up. Again, I'm going to go live again on Tuesday. And then there's going to be a market update on Thursday. Mentorship, don't go anywhere. Actually, if you're in the mentorship, you better go right now and vote on the charts tab for the top 5 plays for the week, because we're going to break those down first. Everyone else, if you're interested in that, that is the teachable link down below. It is the trading suite. All that's in there. I'll see you Tuesday. Hit that little bell. Do all the cool stuff so I don't have to tell you.